5. Part 5 is a little interesting because it's can be a result of the first 4 parts we're talking about. And that is becoming bitter towards people that you thought were your friends. This is really a universal issue because our response to the feeling because it shows, it's basically our response to people who betray us. You can become bitter. Some people can throw it off a little bit better than others, but if you're a nice person, more than likely, if somebody does a little snap breaking thing, it's probably going to hurt you. And if it happens more than once, it's going to hurt you more often, which is the purpose of this video, which is to help you not get hurt. But at the same time, love people. When we feel like we're rejected, it is the equivalent of being humiliated in public by someone you thought actually cared for. You can imagine being in front of everybody, you're with somebody you trust, and they know that you feel bad about your body, okay? And then they take you up in front of everybody, and then they just rip off all your clothes or, show whatever you feel is embarrassing to you. And that is a great deal of humiliation and betrayal. But based on that, and based on how people respond to it, that can create bitterness in you, which is going to cause you to close in and possibly lash out and attack other people, which is not what we want to do. We want to keep you safe, okay? As well as you want to keep your friends safe. So if you see this happen to somebody else, you be that person to go up there and help them, okay? Because you understand what it means to be hurt. Or at least you have the knowledge that I'm telling you, and that you may already have yourself about being hurt. This can result in many bad things that oftentimes changes the perception of the people around us to include former objects of our affection. Unfortunately, your reaction may create more forms of rejection and create a greater sense of loneliness for you. So how you respond to a person's attack, betrayal, insensitivity can actually make your life a little worse than it actually was before. Because even though you might be a nice person, it's kind of like Spider-Man when he was, I think it was the first one, when he first got his powers and the bully was bullying him around, pushing him around, but after he got his powers, the bully tried to bully him and he ended up pushing the bully against the wall and hurting the bully. So instead of him being the victim, now he was seen as a bad person because he took more aggressive action. So we don't want that to happen to you. So avoid bitterness. And then if you do get in a situation where you are, just pull back. Go talk to your parent, go talk to a counselor. Talk to somebody who can help you get that anger out of you. Also journal. Journaling is actually a good thing if you don't have anybody to talk to or pray. Talk to a pastor or a youth pastor. That does not mean that your feelings aren't important for you to avoid bitterness. Your feelings are important, okay? And know that your feelings are important. It's important. People should respect your feelings, but you should also respect your feelings as well. And get help if you need it. Sometimes you may have to go watch a funny movie, but talk to your parents, talk to your father, talk to your mother, get their perception. Talk to a friend, ask them what they should do. But you don't want to get into a situation where you're angry and you want to take it out on somebody else. Because anger is like a seed and it just grows into a tree. It's hard to cut down a tree. It's easier to actually not plant the seed at all. Okay, or if it's small, pick that joker up out of the ground Go throw it in the trash, burn it up, do what you gotta do. But you don't want to become bitter. Okay? My rule of thumb to avoid bitterness is something I do, especially dealing with relationships, is never give something that you're gonna want or need back. If somebody needs a certain amount of money, say they need $25, but you only have $25, and that $25 is what you need to buy gas to go home, you basically don't have anything to give to them. That's just plain and simple. Alright? If you have $30, you need $25 to drive home. You know what I'm saying? Take a bus, get gas or whatever. Then you say, hey, look, I can't give you 25, but I can give you 5. Okay? If you can handle that. Now, if that 5 is for your lunch, that's up to you. But as a general rule of thumb, I'm not going to give somebody something that if they don't give it back to me, if I'm going to get mad if they don't give it back to me, I shouldn't give it to them. Plain and simple. You should not give them to them. That's just my opinion. I believe you shouldn't do that. But that's just to help you, help us to avoid getting angry at somebody. Because anger is one of those emotions that, and the Bible says, be angry, but don't sin. So that means you can actually be angry enough to sin, which is the reason why people have commit crimes, they do crazy stuff, they hurt people because they got anger and they couldn't control their anger. Alright? So I'd rather just avoid anger altogether. If you can do it and it's okay with you and you can do it without any malice, do it. But if you can't, don't do it. Say, hey, I'm sorry, I can't do it right now. Or if you can do a little bit, do a little bit. But don't let yourself get in a situation or give something that's gonna make you angry, upset, or put you in a bad position. And that could be money, it could be time, it could be assistance, helping somebody move or something like that. Let's see. But basically, the premise behind that is it's called guarding your heart in the Bible. And the verse for that is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23, which says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. So you guard your heart. Your gifts, your love, your talents, all that stuff is flowing out your heart. And anger, hurt, all this other stuff will just clog it up. So you don't want that to happen. You want to keep yourself as free as possible. Alright, that's part 5. Avoid becoming bitter towards people that you thought were your friends.